Die Saison der VfL Sparkassenstars in der Barmer 2. Basketball-Bundesliga ProA ist jetzt schon ein bisschen rum. Alle Beteiligten hatten Zeit, die Eindrücke mal sacken zu lassen und die Emotionen ein bisschen runterzufahren. Das ist ein guter Zeitpunkt, um mal auf die vergangene Saison zurückzublicken. Und dazu begrüße ich heute ganz herzlich unseren Headcoach Felix Banobre. Welcome, Felix.
Hello, hello, Alex.
Yeah, Felix, it was an intense season. What was the most intense thing of this season?
I think the first round of the season. I mean, we were very prepared in the preseason, and then suddenly, when we started the games in the first round, we had a series of serious injuries, and then sickness hit in, and then we had to play with 6, 7, 8 players, and then that was the most intense moment. For me, it was very intense, very stressful to be able to manage those few players, to be able to compete against these big teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were some curious things happening in this season. One I will always remember happened in Trier. You told the 15-year-old Finn Lastring that he will play in a starting 5 in Trier. What was the first thing you thought when you realized I have to put him in the starting 5? I
mean, before the games, we had to use a little bit Finn, but when it came up to the moment of Trier Bremerhaven game, that was the most crucial moment that we had the few players, and we had to play with an MBBL. So Trier was a good fit, and we already. When we talked about the game on Monday, the staff, I already told the staff that we have to use Finn, and maybe it's very possible that he has to start the game. So we decided not to say nothing to Finn, because then he's 15 years old, he doesn't have the experience, whatever. And then when we reached up to the game, I told the staff, okay, we're going to tell Finn the moment after the 3 minutes, the moment to come out, so he cannot think. And that was good because I remember telling him, and he was blown away, but he didn't have time to think, and that helped him also to get into the game and how he performed.
Yeah, and then he shot 2 3-pointers in the first quarter. Yeah, it's amazing. What a story. Yeah. Before the season, we all talked and we said maybe this could be a playoff team. And the first round didn't went as well as we all hoped. Did you ever lose the hope in this time?
No. In fact, seeing that we had a chance, and of course we were going game by game, and I think it was before 5 or 6 games before the end of the game, we already, it was 5 or 4 games before the end of the season, we already saved the season. And then we had big chances for playoffs, and then we said to the team, well, let's keep going. Let's see what happens, and it was curious because, up to the last moment, we had a chance to playoff. So it was exciting, it was a big effort from all the team and everybody, the staff and management and everything. And I think, it will be a kind of surprise, like a prize for us, that after the effort that we went through during the season. So, at the end it didn't happen.
Yeah. One of the lowlights for me, personally, was the game in Schwenningen. Yeah, at Schwenningen. We lost at Schwenningen. We didn't have to lose there. We all know that. But was it an important game for the season?
Well, I think all the losses are the important game. I mean, it's not only the Schwenningen game. Munster game, the Kirchheim game at Kirchheim. There was several games. Schwenningen. I mean, we cannot disrespect Schwenningen because they won 5 games or 6 games. And there were teams that lost at Schwenningen. It's very difficult at Schwenningen. The trip, to stay there, the practice, the gym, etc. It's a very complicated, difficult environment, in Schwenningen. So also, all the things that will happen with Schwenningen and everything, this is a mindset game. It's not. I mean, we were 2 minutes to the end of the game, we were winning the game, and it's not. But we weren't playing comfortable in all the game. It was a difficult, hard loss.
Yeah, but after this game, I think we played different the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Schwenningen was a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Because we were now in a row, and then suddenly Schwenningen. It was like a slap in the face. And of course, I don't know. The analysis is more mindset analysis, not towards physicality. But the thing is that, they got us, and it was a slap in the face. And then from there, I think we all reacted from there. All the institution, player, staff, we all reacted from that game. Yeah.
So if you had to pick one, only one, I know it's difficult for you, only one highlight of the season, what was it?
Wow. One highlight of the season. Wow, we had several.
Only one, Felix.
I only can pick one. I would say the game that we played here at home against Munster. I mean, there's several actions, but the game that dunk that Conley did against Munster, I was impressed.
Yeah.
I was impressed because I already saw him in practices, whatever. But in that moment, on top of that dunk made us go on top of the lead.
Yeah.
The momentum of the game, the way that we did it, and this and that. That for me was spectacular.
Yeah.
We have much more,
Yeah,
like,
I remember.
Finney, Tom, TJ.
Yeah. Tom against whole Nuremberg, dunking on them. Yeah. Seeing the highlights. We were all impressed by the crowd in the gym. Have you some words for the people? Even the games against Trier and Kirchheim, it was so loud here. We all had fun. And how do you realize that at the bench that it was louder than usual?
No. When I'm at the bench, I don't really realize about the crowd. I don't. When they're warming up and I come, I have a look at the crowd, how they are, how's the environment and everything. I saw it was packed here, The Hagen game also, we played here because we played 2 games in a row against Hagen, etc. In that moment, we were in a good moment, and the whole city was supporting us. The Trier game was unbelievable because all the football youth teams came to watch this game.
Talentwerk, yeah.
Yeah, they came to watch the game. That was really good, and you can see how they were supporting us. It was very loud and everything, but I'm not really focused. You can feel it. I can feel it. The players enjoy it because they need a little bit this extra external energy
push,
and that's what I appreciate about this. I think that I always said this, that the crowd that we have here in Bochum is our 6th player on the court. You can see how they are pushing and everything. So the thing is that for me there was a very good symbiosis between the team and the crowd because the connection between them and how the team celebrated with the crowd and the crowd celebrated with the team, that connection after the game, that's where I most enjoyed the crowd. During the game, I mean another things.
You are the loudest in the gym.
But the thing is that during the game, I'm in other aspects inside the game, and all these kinds of things. But then afterwards, the feedback that I receive is enormously big because everybody talking to us and how they talk to me and how they tell and everything. And then when I re-watch the game again, is then when I realize, I realize how everybody celebrates. I realize the energy and everything. So basically, I think it's very important to maintain this synergy between the team and the crowd. It's very, very important. We have to work it out, and the crowd have to work it. And I think, it will grow. It will grow more in the future. I think so.
So now you're going on holiday to Spain, I think, next week. Yeah. What are the plans for the seasons? Are there any plans? What is the target for the next season?
I mean, now it's manager season now. Our season is over, now we're in post-season. Now it's manager season. I call this manager season. And the managers now are doing their work, and then when the managers, when we build up the meeting about the constellation of the team, then from there, we will build up the team. More or less, the most important target was to maintain the Germans that we have, that we had last year, to maintain them. Of course, there's always in-out, you know, and then due to the Germans who are not going to follow with us, how to fill up these spots, you know. And then from there, I think we learned the lesson very well last year, and I think that we have to have a deeper bench due to what can happen, and then from there, you know, to try to make a competitive team. We have, of course, it's very important the practices. You know, it's not only the games; it's to make these guys work and to make them win games. So the practices and the level of the practices are very important. So I think if everything goes well and the constellation of the team, if it's according to what managers can tell us and the strategy that we will build, I think we can make a competitive team. Next year is going to be incredible because I calculated like 7 or 8 former BBL teams who are going to want to go up again, including Frankfurt and Bayreuth. So, you know, it's going to be incredibly competitive at the top, in the middle, at the bottom. I mean, this league is getting bigger and bigger. So I think we learned the lesson, and we know that we have to build up a team that we can compete against these guys.
Okay, let's take a look at the whole league. It was a really crazy season. Everyone could beat every team, but now Vechta and Tübingen are promoting to BBL. That's no surprise, am I right?
No surprise. No. Because you can see that they were the most solid during the regular season. I mean, you know, Vechta hadn't lost a game at home. They were very, very strong at home, but Tübingen has a style of playing that's very difficult to compete against them, you know. And besides that, now they're both in the finals. They're both promoted. Let's see who's the winner, who's the champion of the league. But more or less, you can see, you know, both Vechta and Tübingen in their semi-finals have lost a game and this and that. You know, it's just, you know, it's a very competitive team. Anyone can win anyone, you know. And I think that this is going to get more competitive next year, you know.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Felix, thank you very much. I wish you some very sunny days at Spain, and we see you soon here in Bochum.
Yeah, in August. We can start in August, and let's see how the preseason goes and how the constellation of the build-up of the team goes.
Thank you, Felix.
There you go.